You know, as you listen to the sound of my voice, you can begin to notice how every word, every phrase, can shape your thoughts in such a subtle yet powerful way. And when you think about the way people communicate with each other, it's fascinating how small changes in a sentence can shift the energy of the conversation, isn't it? For example, think of how you feel when someone asks, "You're coming to the party, aren't you?" It's a simple question, yet it carries with it a certain suggestion, doesn't it? A gentle invitation, almost as if the answer is already expected, and yet you can still choose how to respond. And the truth is, when you hear those words, something inside you just seems to move, doesn't it? Now, as you imagine those moments when someone uses a tag question like that, you might begin to realize how powerful this little technique can be, can't you? It's subtle, like whispering that taps gently at your unconscious mind, guiding you towards agreement without you even being fully aware of it. It's almost like a dance of words, where the flow of the conversation is gently steered and your mind naturally begins to harmonize with the speaker, doesn't it? You see, when people ask questions like, "You're going to try this, aren't you?" Or, "You've seen this before, haven't you?" there's something interesting that happens. You begin to feel like your mind is aligning with what is being suggested, as if you're being gently guided, almost as if the answer is right there in your thoughts, and the words just help it emerge. And it's not about manipulation, not at all. It's simply about influence, about guiding someone to see their natural response can be in harmony with what is being suggested. You might not even consciously notice it, but as you think back, you realize how often you've responded to tag questions like this. And in those moments, you might notice something else. You might notice how easily you went along with it, how smoothly the conversation flowed, almost as if the suggestion had already settled deep within you before you even realized it. Just imagine for a moment how powerful it could be to use those tiny shifts in language, these tag questions, to not only influence your own thoughts, but to influence those around you. You can begin to see how the words you choose, the questions you ask, they can have an immediate, subtle and profound impact on the way people respond, can't you? And as you understand this, it becomes clear, using tag questions, it isn't just about asking a question, it's about opening the door to possibility, to connection, to influence, without needing to push or force anything, because after all, when someone is asked, you'd like to take this step, wouldn't you? There's a part of them that can naturally feel the truth in those words, and almost without thinking, they move towards it. Isn't it amazing how something so small, like the addition of a simple phrase, can shift the energy of an entire interaction? And now, as you allow this understanding to settle in, you may begin to notice how, in your own life, tag questions can flow effortlessly, just as naturally as breathing. And as you start to experiment with these questions, you'll notice how easy it becomes to guide others, to influence their thinking, and to deepen your connections, all by simply asking a question and knowing their answer will align with what you desire. Perhaps you can imagine yourself now, with every conversation, noticing how a tag question can create an opening for you to communicate more persuasively, more smoothly, more effortlessly. It's almost as if the flow of language becomes a dance, a rhythm, where everyone moves in harmony, effortlessly following the beat. And it's easy, isn't it, to see how these little shifts in language create a whole new world of possibilities, where agreement comes naturally, and connection is stronger than ever before. You've always known how to use language to influence your own thoughts, and now you can see just how powerful that influence extends to others. Now notice how you're feeling, how your mind is shifting just by reflecting on these ideas, and realize just how naturally tag questions can become a part of your communication. You don't need to force anything. Instead, just allow your conversations to flow, knowing each word you choose, Each subtle question you ask helps to guide the direction of your relationship and your influence with ease. And as you begin to use these techniques, you'll notice how they effortlessly build trust, guide conversations, and encourage cooperation, all while making the experience feel natural and enjoyable for everyone involved. It's almost as if every conversation becomes an opportunity to deepen understanding, to align with others, and to create shared meaning, doesn't it? You can feel the power in your words now, can't you? How effortlessly they can guide and influence, and naturally they can open up possibilities, and how deeply they connect you to the people you're speaking with. And as you move forward, you might find yourself noticing more and more ways to use tag questions, almost as if your mind has unlocked an entire new dimension of communication, one where influence happens naturally, gently and powerfully. And all the while, you can trust, as you continue to use these questions, the world around you shifts to match your new understanding. Isn't that right?